Pascuala Esparza lived in Chihuahua. She had a small wedding dress shop. It was called La Popular. The shop was full of white dresses. It felt like dreams were hanging on every hanger. But Pascuala had her own special dream. She really wanted a child, a daughter to make her days happy and full of laughter. She prayed with all her heart. Every night she whispered her wish to the quiet stars. She asked for a miracle. A little bit of heaven to call her own. Her life felt like something was missing without a child's love. Then, one spring morning, the miracle happened. Pascuala had a baby girl. She was perfect. She was so tiny. They named her Pascualita. It was a name like her mother's own. From the moment she was born, Pascualita was special. Her eyes were like dark, shiny stones. They seemed to hold a deep knowing. Her hair was the color of dark, sweet syrup. It flowed like silk. Her skin was smooth and light. It seemed to glow from the inside. She was so very beautiful and gentle. News about the beautiful baby spread all through Chihuahua. People whispered about her. They said she was too beautiful to be real. Some said an angel had blessed Pascuala. Others said she was like a flower from a secret garden. Pascualita hardly ever cried. She smiled sweetly and gently. Even as a baby she seemed very calm and special. Her being there brought a new light to La Popular. The shop felt brighter. The dresses looked even whiter. Pascualita was the real treasure of the store. Her kindness was easy to see, just like her beauty. She was gentle with stray animals. She gave sweet bread to hungry children. Her heart was open. It was full of caring for others. She moved like a soft breeze. Her voice was quiet, like a song. Pascualita grew up with lots of love, and people really liked her. She was her mother's biggest joy. She was like a quiet promise of happiness. The town watched her. They loved her very much. She was Chihuahua's precious daughter, and it felt like she was meant for something amazing. Pascualita grew up in La Popular. The wedding dress shop was her whole world. She played among the soft, flowing dresses. Silk and lace were like her friends. She learned the secrets of a wedding gown. She knew how a dress could make a woman look and feel new. Her mother, Pascuala, taught her everything. She taught her about sewing and stitches. She taught her about hope and dreams. Pascualita listened with big, curious eyes. She took in every word, every lesson. The shop was more than just a store. It was a place where dreams came true. She wasn't just watching. Pascualita became part of the shop's magic. She was naturally good at designing. She could just see the perfect dress for every bride. Her small hands learned to use tiny needles. She helped her mother with fittings. She would gently give ideas. Just her being there calmed down nervous brides. Her smile made them feel better. She understood that a wedding dress was more than just cloth. It held a woman's deepest wishes. She treated every dress with great care and respect. Her kindness really shone in La Popular. She greeted every customer with a warm smile. She remembered their stories. She shared their excitement. If a bride didn't have much money, Pascualita would find a way. She would suggest simpler cloth. She would give a discount. Her mother never got mad at her for this. Pascuala knew her daughter's heart was good and kind. Pascualita believed every woman should feel beautiful on her wedding day. This idea guided what she did. It shaped her gentle spirit. Everyone in town loved her. Mothers brought their daughters to meet her. They hoped some of Pascualita's special sweetness would rub off on them. Young girls dreamed that one day Pascualita would help them choose their dress. She was more than just the shop owner's daughter. She was a sign of hope. She was like a shining example of quiet beauty. Her life was connected to the lives of many brides. She touched many lives with her gentle hands, and with her even gentler heart, she got ready for her own future. One sunny afternoon, a man walked into La Popular. He wasn't there for a dress. He was a traveling magician. His name was Adolfo. He had kind eyes. He had a nice smile. He had come to Chihuahua for the town fair. He saw Pascualita through the shop window. He was amazed by her beauty. He was drawn by how calm and lovely she seemed. He felt a connection right away. It was a strong feeling he couldn't ignore. He knew he had to talk to her. Adolfo went into the shop. He pretended he was looking for a gift for his sister. Pascualita greeted him. Her voice was like soft music. He suddenly couldn't think of what to say. He, who could charm crowds with his words, was speechless. Pascualita smiled. Her smile made him feel less nervous. They started to talk. They talked about simple things. They talked about dreams. Adolfo told her about his travels. Pascualita told him how much she loved Chihuahua. She talked about the joy she found in her work. They felt close very quickly. Adolfo visited La Popular every day. He brought her small flowers. He told her stories of faraway places. Pascualita listened. and it was like she was under a spell. She had never met anyone like him. He was full of adventure. He was full of life. He saw the world with wonder. He made her laugh. He made her heart beat faster. She started to really look forward to his visits. The time they spent together was filled with a new, happy feeling. Love grew between them. It was a soft, quiet love. It grew like a pretty flower in the Chihuahuan sun. Pascuala watched her daughter. She saw the happiness in Pascualita's eyes. She liked Adolfo. He was respectful. He was kind. He clearly loved her daughter very much. The people in town noticed a change in Pascualita. She seemed to float. Her beauty had a new glow. She was in love. And her love story was the most beautiful one of all. Adolfo knew his heart belonged to Pascualita. He couldn't picture his life without her. One evening, under a sky full of stars, he asked her to marry him. He knelt down in front of her. He held out a simple ring. It wasn't gold or silver. It was a ring he had carved from wood. It was a sign of his love made with his own hands. Pascualita's eyes filled with happy tears. She said yes. Her heart sang with joy. Their future looked bright and wonderful. The news of their engagement spread happiness through Chihuahua. Everyone was happy for Pascualita. She deserved this happiness. She had given so much to others. Now it was her turn to be the bride. Pascuala Esparza was so happy. Her daughter would have the wedding she always dreamed of. She started planning right away. The most important part, of course, was the dress. This would be Pascuala's best work ever. It would be a dress pretty enough for an angel. Pascualita and her mother worked on the dress together. They chose the best silks. They picked the prettiest, most delicate lace. Every stitch was made with love. Every tiny bead was sewn with care. The gown was amazing to see. It had long, beautiful sleeves. It had a long, flowing train. It was decorated with tiny, shiny pearls. It seemed to catch the light. When Pascualita tried it on, she looked like an angel. She was the perfect bride. The dress was more than just cloth. It was a promise. They planned the wedding for the Day of the Innocents. It was a special day in late December, a day of joy and fun. Adolfo promised to come back for the wedding. He had one last tour to finish. He needed to earn money for their new life together. Pascualita understood. She trusted him completely. She counted the days until he came back. She dreamed of their life together. The perfect dress hung waiting. It was a sign of their strong, true love. Section 5. Whispers of Absence. A journey and a growing silence. Adolfo said his goodbyes. They were full of promises. He would write often. He would be back soon. Pascualita watched him leave. A little bit of sadness touched her heart, but her hope was strong. Their love was true. She held on to his promises. She wore his wooden ring on a chain around her neck. She went back to La Popular. She kept doing her work, but now, everything she did made her think of Adolfo and their future life. The first few weeks, letters came. Adolfo wrote about his travels. He wrote about his love for her. He described the places he saw, but he always ended his letters saying how much he wanted to come back. Pascualita read his letters over and over. She shared them with her mother. Each letter was like a treasure. It was a way to feel close to the man she loved. She would sit by the window. She would wait for the mailman. His letters were like sunshine on a cloudy day. They kept her feeling happy. Then the letters didn't come as often. The exciting stories in them started to fade. His words seemed more tired. Pascualita worried. Was he sick? Was the journey too hard? She wrote to him more often. She filled her letters with hopeful words. She told him how much she loved him. She reminded him of their wedding day. She prayed he was safe. She prayed he would come back soon. Her mother tried to make her feel better. She said travel was like that. You never knew what would happen. But a small feeling of worry began to grow in Pascualita's heart. Soon the letters stopped coming at all. Weeks turned into a month, then 2 months. Silence. A heavy, worried silence. Pascualita kept up her daily tasks. She helped brides choose their gowns. She smiled. She tried to comfort them. But her own heart was heavy. The light in her eyes grew a little dimmer. She still waited by the window, but the mailman brought no news. The silence from Adolfo was like a growing emptiness, a big question mark hanging over her perfect future. The days got shorter, the air got cooler, autumn came to Chihuahua. The bright colors of the season seemed to make fun of Pascualita's sad mood. Adolfo did not come back. There was no word, no reason why, just a long, echoing silence. Pascualita's hope started to wear thin. Like an old piece of lace, it was becoming weak and easy to break, but she refused to let it break completely. She She held on to the memory of his smile. She held on to the promises he had made. She spent hours looking at her wedding gown. It hung in a special place in the shop. It was clean and perfect. It waited for a groom who did not come. Sometimes she would gently touch the silk. She would trace the pretty stitching. The dress was a painful reminder. It was a sign of a dream that was slipping away. Her mother, Pascuala, watched with a heavy heart. She saw her daughter's pain. She tried to talk about sensible things. Maybe Adolfo had changed his mind. Maybe something bad had happened. Pascualita refused to believe he had left her. Their love was too strong, too real. She thought of all sorts of reasons. Maybe he was hurt. Maybe he was lost. Maybe he was trying to make his way back to her. She lit candles in the church. She prayed for a sign. She prayed he would come back safely. The townspeople whispered. Some felt sorry for her. Others said she was foolish to wait. But Pascualita did not listen. She lived in her own world of hope and sadness. The date of the planned wedding, the day of the innocents, got closer. December came. The happy holiday feeling felt strange to Pascualita. Her heart felt like a stone. She got thinner, paler. Her beautiful eyes were shadowed with sorrow, but still she waited. She told her mother, "He will come, I know he will." Her faith was like a stubborn little flame. It flickered in the wind of doubt, but it refused to go out completely. She would wait for Adolfo. She had promised. The day of the innocents arrived. It was cold and clear. Chihuahua was full of celebration. But in La Popular the mood was sad and quiet. Adolfo had not come back. There was no groom for the beautiful bride. Pascualita got up early. She did not cry. Her sadness was too deep for tears. She moved with a quiet strength. She went to her wedding gown, the gown that held all her dreams, all her broken promises. It shone softly in the morning light. She asked her mother to help her dress. Pascuala's hands were shaking. Her heart hurt for her daughter, but she did what Pascualita asked. She fastened the tiny buttons. She arranged the long train. Pascualita stood before the mirror. She was an amazing sight, a bride without a groom, a love story without its happy ending. Her beauty was almost too much to look at. It was mixed with a very deep sadness, a tragedy in white silk and lace. She looked like a porcelain doll. Pascualita then did something no one expected. She walked to the window of La Popular, the window that looked out onto the main street. She stood there in her wedding gown. She looked out at the people passing by. She was a silent, sad figure. Some say she stood there for hours, waiting, hoping with all her might, that Adolfo would show up, that he would rush to her side, that their love story would find its way back to joy. But the street stayed empty. He wasn't there. As evening came, a deep tiredness came over Pascualita. She was tired of waiting, tired of the pain. She knelt down, still in her wedding gown. She prayed. Some say she made a promise, a desperate, heartfelt wish. She prayed that if she could not be with Adolfo in life, she would wait for him forever. She would stay a bride forever. Then, a deep calm came over her. She closed her eyes. And in her beautiful wedding dress, Pascualita, the hopeful bride, quietly passed away. Her heart, it seemed, had finally broken. Pascuala Esparza was heartbroken. Her beautiful daughter was gone. The light of her life was gone. Her sadness was like a heavy weight crushing her. She held her daughter's lifeless hand. Pascualita looked so peaceful, so beautiful, still dressed in her amazing wedding gown. It was like she was just sleeping. A sleeping bride waiting for a kiss that would never come. The whole town of Chihuahua cried with Pascuala. Their dear Pascualita was lost. Pascuala could not stand the thought of burying her daughter. She could not imagine Pascualita's beauty fading away in the cold ground. An idea came to her sad mind. A strange, desperate idea. She wanted to preserve Pascualita, to keep her beauty just as it was, forever. She looked for someone who was skilled in the special art of embalming, a way to preserve bodies. Some say she found a true expert, someone with secret knowledge. The details are hidden in mystery. Whispers filled the town. What was Pascuala planning? Weeks went by. La Popular stayed closed. Then, one day the shop reopened. In the main display window where Pascualita used to stand, there was a new mannequin. It looked incredibly real. It wore Pascualita's wedding gown. Its hair was rich and dark. Its eyes seemed to have a deep, knowing look. Its skin was perfect. It was the exact image of Pascualita. So perfect, so strangely real. The likeness was amazing, too amazing. The people of Chihuahua stared. They whispered, was it really a mannequin, or was it something more? The details were incredible. The tiny veins on the hands, the soft pink color on the cheeks, the fingernails that seemed to grow. Pascuala never said if the rumors were true. She never said they were false. She simply said it was a way to honor her daughter, a way to keep her memory alive, but the townspeople knew, or they believed they knew. This was not just a mannequin, this was Pascualita, preserved, forever a bride. The mannequin in the window became known as La Pascualita. She became a legend. For many, many years, she stood in the window of La Popular. She watched people grow up and have families. Brides came to the shop, they saw La Pascualita, they felt her near. Some said she brought good luck. If a bride prayed to La Pascualita, her marriage would be happy. If she looked into La Pascualita's eyes, she would see her future. The mannequin was more than just an object. She was like a spirit. Many stories are told about La Pascualita. Some say they have seen her move. A small turn of the head, a blink of the eyes, a tiny smile. Shop workers whispered about strange things happening at night. They said her eyes followed them. They said they felt a gentle spirit near when they changed her gown. The wedding dress she wore was changed from time to time. Each new gown seemed to make her mysterious beauty even stronger. She stayed forever young, forever a bride, waiting. La Pascualita became a symbol of Chihuahua. People traveled from all over Mexico and even from other countries to see her. They left flowers, they left notes, they whispered their hopes and fears to her. She was like someone they could tell their secrets to, a silent listener. Her story of lost love and waiting forever touched people's hearts very much. It spoke of heartbreak, it spoke of strong, true love that never ended. It caught the interest of all who heard it. She was a mystery, a miracle, a beautiful, sad puzzle. Today, La Pascualita still makes people wonder. The shop, La Popular, still stands. Even though new people own it, her spirit is still there. Is she really the preserved body of Pascuala Esparza's daughter, or is she just a very well-made mannequin? The mystery continues. But for the people of Chihuahua and for many around the world, she is real. She is the eternal bride. A true story that shows love, loss, and a mother's powerful, lasting sadness. La Pascualita is more than a legend. She is the heart of a town.